Welcome to the Dynasty Citadel. My name is Terry. We will be doing a two, maybe three round rookie mock draft. I will figure that out as we go. But let me go ahead and change my screen. Yeah, we can see the screen a little better that way. Not really. Jeez, this is going to give my viewers a headache right here. But all right, let's go ahead and get things rolling. I'm gonna have to look down a few times, but we're gonna have to go ahead and get Ashton Genty in here. Number one, I think this is kind of clear cut in my opinion. Ashton Genty probably is going to be round one for everybody, or number one overall pick for everyone. In my opinion, number two. And again, I guess I should mention these aren't based on necessarily landing spots. But number two, in my opinion, should be Ted McMillan. Every metric, in my opinion, shows Ted to be a clear number one receiver, X receiver, and should be elite. A lot of people are downgrading him on, I believe, separation score, contested catch, saying that he's doing too many body catches. But I think people are forgetting his quarterback's not good. And everybody gives Luther Burden the benefit of the doubt, but they're not giving Ted the benefit of the doubt. So, and Tet had better numbers than Luther, I believe, every year. So, to me, he's my number two. I guess it's more of a big board. Let's do that. My number three guy is Omarion Hampton. He's my second running back. On a personal rankings level, I believe that he's another 3-down workhorse. He can catch. I'm say we know he can rush. He has still put up numbers without Drake May this year, so I think he gives you the full package. And I think any team that actually gets him, they'll be happy. They'll be happy to give him. I don't even think that's a question, to be honest with you. To be honest with you, my number 4 player is actually Tyler Warren. For somebody to be his size, everything that he did at Penn State, I think this is the move, especially in tight end premium. He could possibly even go higher. I know people are scared off if he were to go to the Jets or the Colts. I'm not necessarily too mad at that. I believe every rushing quarterback needs a good safety blanket, and that's what Tyler Warren can be. And then Tyler Warren seems to be a jack of all trades. He is rated but he's rated very high on just PFF metrics. And tight end age, I'm not really too concerned about, to be honest with you. In a sense, it's like quarterback. I'm not really worried about the age. I'm worried more about the production. And he gives me all the production that I need. All right, and since this is a Superflex draft, probably should have mentioned that. Clearly a 12-teamer. This is where it puts me into a little bit of a conundrum, just because Cam Ward should be the next pick here, but in my opinion, I don't think I would go him. Yeah, I don't think I would. Travion Henderson is slotted to be in that first round. If he goes in that first round, I would take him here at Team 5. But I am going Emeka Ibuka. Reason being, he puts up numbers in the Ohio State offense where he plays with Marvin Harrison. He plays with Jeremiah Smith. I know he's played with other big-time receivers, but those are the two most notable who's put up major numbers with him. And he still puts up numbers himself. And I really think he has some underlying metrics that should propel him very high. He's a great route runner, and I think any team is going to be happy to have him. And he has potential to be, I think, a number one guy, to be honest with you. And not necessarily the number one guy that takes the head off of defense like A.J. Brown. I know I'm dating myself a little bit, but Julio Jones, not like that. but he could be a number one guy like Amon-Ra, like Cooper Kupp. That's the style of number one he could be, like a Keenan Allen. I think he could be in that style, and so I think he should. In my opinion, that's where I view him right now. And just looking at this draft, number 6 will be Cam Ward. I can't let him fall anymore. He really probably, honestly, since this is a super flex draft, he probably should not fall. But of course, it depends on your team need. But he'll go there. He'll go there for right now. I'm going to go here at 7, and I know, in my opinion, I believe Quinshon Judkins is a better player than Travion Henderson, and so I will go Travion. I will go Judkins here. I will go now where it gets interesting for me is Travis Hunter, because Travis Hunter, his metrics when I'm trying to build a model, I'm trying to figure this whole process out. But when I'm looking at the metrics, the model I build out, and I guess I could share it. One day I'll share it. But he is the best receiver in like every quadrant, every type of offense. I believe I was looking at like the spread offense. I was looking at the air raid offense, vertical, play action, power run. Every type of offense, he was the top guy. Now, in the model didn't make him number one just because we don't know if he's playing cornerback or receiver. And that's kind of obvious. But Team 8, let's treat it like a real draft. Team 8 is someone that had a shot. Let's see, because if you have a 6 team, right? No, Team 8's the next team that lost. Actually, they're one of the first teams that lost if we have a 16 playoff. But still, at this point, do you take upside? Now, Travion Henderson goes first round. We take Travion Henderson. But I personally don't think Travion Henderson goes in that first round. So, I'm going to go ahead and slot Travis Hunter right here. Because the upside on Travis could be tremendous. Now, the downside, Travis Hunter doesn't play that many snaps, and you basically waste a pick. But that could be any rookie draft, not just this one. So, might as well take the upside here. At 9, I'm going to go ahead and take Travion Henderson and go ahead and get him off the board. And there's one player that's falling, but he might, depending on how this draft goes, he might fall even further. 9, I'm going to take Travion Henderson there. Let's look on the board to keep this thing rolling. I know a few players I don't see right now, and hopefully I don't miss them on accident. But yeah, that's a better look at this. Okay, but we're gonna stop the slide. So, in my opinion, it depends on who gets taken first. If Shedeur gets taken first, I take Shedeur. If Jackson Dart gets taken first, I take Jackson Dart. Yeah, I don't have any loyalty to any player in this situation. I just want to take whoever gets taken first, just because I'm pretty sure they're going to get more attempts, more snaps. Now, if Shedeur gets drafted by New York, we don't know. He might not play that first year, and that's fine. That's fine. He might not play, but it still gives him a chance to work behind Russell Wilson, Jameis, and possibly be the number one guy going into 2026. So we'll see how that goes. Here at 11, I'm assuming Jackson Dart. Jackson Dart probably will go in this first round, because Jackson Dart was one of the guys I was looking at that I was thinking was going to be one of my quarterback sleepers. And just because all his PFF metrics are amazing. But it doesn't look like that way anymore. But let's go ahead and take Colston Loveland here. Keep Colston Loveland in that first round. He's getting a little underrated right now. Want to show him some love. And then we'll throw Caleb Johnson in there. Even though I'm not necessarily the highest on Caleb, but I think him at the 112 is a good spot. That's still a very good spot for you to go. And anybody that needed a quarterback, you would just substitute Jackson Dart here and then switch take Caleb Johnson out. But I'm going to take Jackson Dart here at the 2-1. Like I mentioned earlier, every metric shows he was good. I guess I need to talk about Caleb Johnson a little bit. Caleb Johnson, when I'm looking at the breakaway metrics, even for a guy that runs a 4.58, I mean, he's had some good breakaway metrics, missed tackles forced. And when you're looking at things that could potentially make you a very good running back, those are things that hit on the list. So that's why I'm not opposed to taking him at the 112 or even that 2-1 and getting him on this turn. Now, there's one player clearly going down boards, and he's going to continue to go down my boards quite a bit. There's actually going to be two of them, and it's clearly Luther Burden, but I'm not sold on him, but I'll talk about it here in a little bit once I pick him. Now, here, I'm going to have to type his name in because I know he's probably not going to pick up, but Jaden Higgins. There's no way I don't. If I have multiple picks in that first round, there's no way I don't take Jaden Higgins at that 112 spot, in my opinion. I think he is getting slept on. I'm not sure why, but he is one of the better players in this draft, and everybody talks about, oh, he's coming out his senior year. I think we're forgetting his junior year analytics are very good. So, he still doesn't even have a picture here on Sleeper. This makes no sense. But that's fine, because I'm going to try to scoop him up, because I think he's going mid-second. In Sleeper's ADP, for whatever reason, he falls to the third and sometimes the fourth, which won't happen. But I'm going to take him anytime I get him. If I don't need a quarterback, that'll be my caveat. If I need a quarterback, I'm going to look to see how the quarterbacks fall in the draft, and I'll go from there. But if I don't need a specific position, I think Jaden Higgins has a very high upside, and I'm going to make sure I get him in most drafts. There's one player with the highest upside as a quarterback. Of course, that's Milroe, because if he can do anything with the speed he has, yeah, that's number one player type upside. Now, do I think he might reach that? I don't. I'm not that certain. If I had to put a number on it, I would say 30%. 30% chance. Here, let's see. Let me look at these running backs, because there's one running back that's probably not up on this board yet. Yep, here we go. So here at the 2-3, I'm taking Cam Scatterboo. I think I mentioned this before. I believe he's my third overall running back. My analytics model has another running back third, but for me, I think he's the third. He can catch, he can run. The only thing is he's white, and I think people are thinking he's not going to be a good running back. And I mean, you already got McCaffrey, and this dude is a legit 220. I don't care if he runs a 4.6, 4.5, whatever he runs. He does everything well. Missed tackles, he's explosive, and he ran for 1,700 yards. And still, I want to say he still had 400 or 500 receiving yards as well. So that's my 2-3. I'm going to try him. So Scatterbo, I don't know how much of Scatterbo I'm going to get, because I think people are going to come around to Scatterbo eventually, depending on where he gets drafted. But Higgins, Scatterbo are going to be two of my guys that I'm really looking at. And I just want to keep looking. To me, and you'll notice it too, the tight end class that everybody's so hyped on, I'm not necessarily the biggest fan on. The only one I probably take a shot is Harold Fannin. And that's just because of how good he is and how he looks on analytically. And there is one sleeper, but the draft doesn't go that far. It's Rondé Gatson. His metrics look good, but he is so far down boards. I think I can get him after the draft, so I might just wait. wait on that. I'm trying to decide how far I let Luther Burden fall. If he goes in the first round, I probably will take him here. Now, the reason, people, I am very low on Luther Burden is one, he's basically a slot only guy. And I know people are trying to refute that, but he is a slot only guy. And secondly, he's a yards after catch guy where he's going to have to be exceptional. Just exceptional. I'm not sure how great of a route runner he is. That everybody keeps saying, because some people will say he's a really good route runner, but from everything I'm looking up, not enough people are saying that. So yeah, that's what gives me pause on this, because a lot of my slot only guys that I've been looking up, if they don't have another dominant guy next to them, they usually don't pan out. So I want to say Josh Downs, and technically he hasn't panned out yet either. He just looks good, but he has Anthony Richardson as quarterback. But yeah, that's what scares me, because these slot only guys, you look at them and you're like, oof. Yeah, he can't separate. He doesn't know how to beat press coverage because he's only working in the slot. So Luther Burden's going to fall a little bit for me. And that's because if I'm here, I'm just going to draft how I would draft. Trey Harris would be going right here for me quite easily. Yeah, I think I'm willing in the second round to take the upside that every metric Trey Harris has had for the past 2 years, not 1 year, for the past 2 years is accurate, correct, and he is about to show people why he's 6'3", 210, and going to come in the NFL. I'm sure he can play the slot, but he can win outside too. So, and he's X receiver. All he needs to be able to do, if he can, his contested catches, I got to look to see what the actual number is, and he wins on the outside. You look at his PFF ranking against man. I want to say, what was it? His yard per route run, every time I look at it, gets higher. It was like a 10 last time I checked. And it was at 9 previously. But when I look at the grade, I want to say the grade was like a 95. And I don't want to get to lying on here, so I want to look it up while I'm talking. But Trey Harris looks like one of those guys that you might overlook, similar to Rashee Rice. Rashee Rice, now his metrics weren't as great as Trey Harris, but Rashee Rice, when I look back at him, he could beat man. He could beat man. His PFF grade was good his senior year, and he played on the outside as well. And I'm like, if Trey Harris can be put in a similar situation, I'm pretty sure Trey Harris can win. All right, let me look. Let me see where Trey Harris is. I just want to see what. Yeah, his grade versus man coverage is 95. People are saying, yeah, he did it against inferior competition. Okay, cool. What about the year before? He still was with Ole Miss the year before. His PFF grade was still really good the year before. Okay, the man got better. And my thing is, he did what he was supposed to do against what we call weaker competition. I was saying he dominated. So I'm going to go ahead and take Trey Harris here. Now, the question is, do I let the slide continue? Or do I take... Let me see what other running backs are out here first. Because how many running backs have I taken so far? I have taken 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 running backs so far. And, man, okay. And I'm saying man because he's still not getting taken. Okay. Who we're going with here is a guy I think we're sleeping on, is Dylan Sampson. Dylan Sampson, he was behind Jalen Wright last year, or ran with him last year. Came out against SEC competition, and I believe had 1,400 plus yards this year. Yeah, he is. And a lot of times I think people are saying he's going in the third round, which might happen. But I don't think he should go in the third round in like our rookie drafts, though. Yeah, he had 1,400 Yeah, he had almost 1,500 yards on 5.8 yards a carry. Now, the reception side, his receiving ability rather, I'm not sure how good he is at that, but he still had 20 catches for 143 yards. So, yeah, I think I'm gonna take Dylan Sampson there, and I think if he falls in thirds in rookie drafts, I think everybody should go scoop him up. But I'm saying that to say he should not fall that far. Yeah, he's too good of a player, too good of a prospect. All right, I guess I will go ahead and I'm doing it non. Oh man, he scares me. And this could be bad on my side. This could be bad. This could just be bad process from on my side. But I take Luther Burden here. Now, his upside, he could be really good. Like they said, I think it was like the comparison I had before was Debo and Steve Smith. His upside, he could be really good. His downside is he's one of those yak guys that really can't do anything because he can't separate. Now, I think when I was looking at his separation metrics, I want to say they were fine. Last year, when I say last year, in 2023, they were really good. Separation metrics, they're good against man. Yards per out run were okay. The previous year, they were great. And I think that's what we're hanging our hats on right now. But that he scares me being a slot only guy. And I say that because Jerry Jeudy was ranked high, very high. He might have been the first receiver taken. And I look back, he was slot only guy. Who are some others? I guess I could take a look on PFF real quick. That's how I can look and see. Let me just look last year and just go through these top receivers for a slot only guy. And just to let people know, Ladd is not a slot only guy. So if somebody brings that up, he played on the outside at Georgia. I just want to bring that up. He was not a slot only guy. All right. So 2024, the top guys weren't slot only guys. Jackson Smith and Jigba does not count because he played with great players. I keep trying to make that known. You have Josh Downs, but I actually like Josh Downs though. And I'm trying to see it. 2022. Who do we have here? Then you have Jameson. We had some good wide receiver draft class from what I'm seeing. I know that much. Yeah, because I'm not. Oh, there he goes. Treylon Burks. There he goes. Yeah, he fits the profile to a T. When I say a slot only guy who has all of the metrics and basically tricked me, to be honest with you, because I'm thinking as a slot only guy, I'm like, okay, there's no way he fails. But I didn't realize what a slot only player meant, even if he is 6'3". So, and in the slot he beats man. In the slot, his receiving grade is great, but Tennessee needed him to win outside, like A.J. Brown, and he could not do that. So, you might say A.J. Brown played primarily slot. A.J. Brown had DK Metcalf. So that doesn't count. When you play with another great player, it doesn't count. I'm not sure who Treylon Burks would have played with at that time, but I doubt, especially at Arkansas, I doubt they were on DK or AJ Brown's level. All right, let's keep going with our draft. Another player, I guess he's a first round receiver. I guess in people's eyes, I'm not sure how he got there, but it's Matthew Golden. So if Matthew Golden falls, you can go ahead and get him. But again, this is another guy I'm scared on, and I'm just gonna read a few things off. Yards per route run this season was 2.1, which is good. I believe they said his career was 1 point something, which is not good. Receiving grade 75. Drop rate was decent. It was a 6.5%. Did not break 1,000 yards in any year. He played. The thing that does make me happy that he did play out wide. I do like that because I did notice even and what I forgot, Amara also played out wide for people saying he's a slot guy. He played out wide in college. Um, but he also did have Drake London and who's the other guy he had? Oh, Michael Pittman. So he definitely had target competition. But with Golden, I'm not sure who the target competition was because Bond was hurt, and he pops off in the playoff, and Bond was there, but Bond wasn't. Yeah, Bond was nothing like he should have been, and I'm not sure it was propelling him so high, to be honest with you. So I'm going to leave him down here, if and I will learn a lesson if he does become good. I will learn another lesson, but for right now, he's gonna stay his butt right there, and he's gonna be at where are we at 2-7. All right, let me go back and look at running backs. So, in my opinion, my model and my eyes. Well, when I say my eyes, I mean my eyes looking at the analytics. Say that RJ Harvey should be a really good running back. And so I'm going to go ahead and pick him because my model says RJ Harvey should be the number 3 running back. It actually says Travion Henderson should be 2. And Ashton Genty is going to stay at 1. But it says RJ Harvey should be 3. And it's because of his breakaway win rate. I want to say how many times he rushed over like 20 yards. It was something. There's a number that he has that's absolutely insane. Breakaway rate, that is definitely one. And I guess he's rushed for about 1,500 yards for the past 2 seasons as well. He can catch the ball. It's not like there's nothing he can do almost everything. Now the film guys, everything I keep hearing is that he bounces outside too much. I'm like, okay. It doesn't mean anything to me. I know my stats are telling me that RJ Harvey should be a good running back in this league. I know that much. So I'm gonna go ahead and take RJ Harvey at the 2-8. Now, Damian Martinez is definitely sneaking up my board. Devin Neal, I don't want to let fall too far. But I'll need to take a look at the receivers to see if there's another receiver I'd take. So I'm just going to let it be known, Xavier Restrepo and Tez Johnson, if I can get them in the 3rd and 4th round because of their combines, I'm going to go ahead and scoop them up. And Tez is, like I mentioned, a slot-only guy. But if I can get him in the 3rd or 4th round, I'll take the shot on it. Just because Tez was definitely productive every year at Oregon. Where was he at first? Was it somewhere in Alabama? It probably was at Troy or something like that. I can't remember exactly where he was at before, but he was productive there as well. And the same thing with Restrepo. Restrepo's another slot-only guy. And now it's going to be tough just because since they are slot-only guys, they're going to need specific roles to be placed in. Now, will I take them here at the 2-9, 2-10? I don't think I need to, so I'm not. Let's see, is that a Yomanor? I don't like his metrics. I really don't. I'm really thinking of taking Jalen Noel here. Oh, actually, no. Did I take Dart already? Oh no. Okay, no. I would take Milrow here. If I'm at 2-9, yeah, I might as well take the upside. Yeah, I'm gonna take Milrow. Yeah. Milrow is like I said, basically boomer bust. Boomer bust. He's either going to be great or he's going to be bad. I don't think there's any in between. I don't think there's no like average Jalen Milrow, because average Jalen Milrow means I'm an average passer and a great runner, which is going to get me close to 20 fantasy points a game. So if he could become an average passer, yeah, it's worth a shot. It's worth a shot, especially at the 2-9. Yeah, I might as well go ahead and take that shot there. Let's keep rolling through this thing. Do I take Damian Martinez? It depends on his draft capital with a lot of these guys. So it'll be Damian Martinez, DJ Giddens. Did I forget anybody? I hope I didn't forget anybody. As you scroll down. Another nugget, I will say, Trevor Etienne pops up really good in my model. And it kind of shocked me just looking at his numbers and whatnot. But he pops up really good in my model, so I need to look at him. PFF has Ja'Cory Krosky Merritt. I just want to bring some names up to light before, because I'm only going to do 2 rounds. Ja'Cory Krosky Merritt comes up well on the PFF grade. And I need to look more into it because he really didn't play this year. And I heard it's because of like some transfer issues or something like that. But the previous year, he was really good. So I need to see because he has the size, like the typical size that you want a running back to be. And I'm not sure how many people actually know who he is, but it might be worth looking into, especially in those 3rd rounds. Because according to this, he's 5'11", 208. And the year before, it doesn't look like he catches the ball, though. Yeah, it doesn't look like he catches the ball at all. But 188 attempts, he had almost 1,200 yards, and had 17 touchdowns. So I'm not sure. And then it said, oh, well, that's 1 game this year. He was super elusive this year, but he was only in 1 game. So that's another guy I'm looking at just to, just keep an eye on. I just want to see how he produces. If I can get him, sneak him on some as undrafted, go ahead and do that. But again, it's going to depend on where he gets drafted at. Let me look at some of these wide receivers. Okay. Now, one thing I will say. Now, I have talked some trash. I'm gonna take Jalen Noel here. I do like Noel's game. He did play slot. He does know how to play out wide as well. I think he will be pretty decent depending on where he goes. Let me go to wide receiver. So I will take him. Ooh, hold on. I need to check one thing first. Because actually I'm not taking Jalen Noel if this is the case. Yeah, because if this is the case, I might as well take the other Jalen that is spelled differently. Because when I was looking at, because he plays out wide as well. And he can beat man coverage. And that's what I look at. I like to look at man. If you can beat man coverage, contested catch rate, yards per route run. 80 on the PFF grade for grade against man coverage. Contested catch rate, 53.3%. I like to look over 47. I will give some leeway on these, but this is what I like. I like 3 over 3, to be honest with you, on yards per route run. He has exactly 3 this year. His receiving grade is 80. I want to say his overall player grade was 79.6. Not too worried. I like 80. I like 80 and above, to be honest, but I'm not going to dock him this 0.4 points. I'm gonna take Jalen Royals here, actually. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and take Royals. Strong receiver from everything I've been hearing. I do like his metrics too, though. So I'm gonna take him there, and I think I'm gonna take Noel here. And then I'm going to explain. I need to talk about a few other people, but Noel, I like him, and since I have all my things, my metric up, I can talk about it a little bit more. He's a senior. The thing is, I liked is he did play out wide some. He had 1,100 yards. He did have to play with Jaden Higgins, so that's a good sign. If Jaden Higgins is as good as I think, that means Noel should be pretty decent as well. So I'll take a shot here, especially I'm at 211 now. At the 211, I'll go ahead and take a shot there. I like his profile. I'm interested to see. Now, he did play a lot of slot. I think I'll say primarily slot, but he did play a good portion out wide as well. So I'll take my chances there. Now, at this 212, I am conflicted because we had one instance of a player, Xavier Worthy, who metrics are terrible at Texas. But comes to the NFL, plays with Patrick Mahomes, and we ends the season actually find out he's actually a really good receiver. But we also have Mitchell, but he was playing with Anthony Richardson. But all the metrics were showing Adonai Mitchell was getting open. He just couldn't get the ball because he had Anthony Richardson throwing to him. So I'm trying to figure out if Isaiah Bond is as bad as he really was, metrically, or metrically, analytically, jeez, or is Isaiah Bond actually good, very good, and just didn't really get a chance because he had a terrible quarterback in Quinn Ewers? At 212, it could be worth a shot because I was looking at, I think it was like speed score or something like that. He tested out off the charts. I couldn't believe it. And I know he's fast, but still, he was like number one. And I know during the draft combine, they said he ran like 24 miles per hour during the 40, which I still don't understand how his 40 time went faster, but who cares? He ran 40, 4.39, 4.4, whatever he ran. Still fast. But his open score is crazy. I should have had it already prepared so I could look at it. But I couldn't believe it. I'm over here looking at his models, but what scared me again about the model, right? So his open score, everything was like 99 out of 100, or it was like 100 out of 100, whatever it was the highest. It was at the highest, basically. But he still was ranked like number 11 out of the receivers. So, and now that necessarily doesn't, cause me to worry about it, but it is worth a shot here at the 212 because if he could become like a mini Tyreek, I say mini Tyreek, he probably taller than Tyreek, but Tyreek would probably be more physical than him. But if he could be anything like that, that's worth the gamble right there. And so I will take the shot on him right here. And I say that. I'm not taking a shot on him right here. I got to do 3 rounds. I'm going to do 3 rounds. I was only going to do 2 because I got to take Devin Neal here. He's just a good running back. Everything I look at, he's just a good running back. But if I am 212, all right, let's think of the minds. I know I said big board earlier, but at the 212, if I'm there, that means more than likely I've won the championship, right? Do I take a good running back, or do I take potentially somebody that could become a star, or could flame out? Because earlier I took Caleb Johnson, right? Now we have a problem. Okay. And of course these two are right next to each other. I guess this is where the issue would come up for me. I think. Well, I know which way I'm going. I'm going Devin Neal. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm going Devin Neal. Isaiah Bond's cool, but I'm gonna go Devin Neal if I'm in that scenario. I think Devin Neal is just a very good player. He's gone down some boards, I think, because of his speed, but he's just been a solid player. 1,200 yards the past 2 years, 1,000 yards the past 3 years. Had over 20 receptions. He might not be elusive, but he has decent yards after contact. Yeah. No, he's a good player. I'm gonna say 5.8 yards per attempt, 6.3 the previous year, 6.1 the year before that, 16 touchdowns the past 2 years. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and take Devin Neal there, and then I'll worry about that stuff later. Okay, let's get into Isaiah Bond here. I kind of mentioned him earlier with speed score. I think he can get open. Now let's start getting into some real guys. Everybody says you should take running backs here, which I don't disagree with, but I think you need to kind of understand what you're taking. Damian Martinez, he will be taken here for me. If he is 230, I know he came in the combine at 217, but I know a lot of guys lose weight for the combine. If he comes in at 230 and really that type of guy, I think he should be taken here. DJ Giddens should be taken next. I just like his profile. I know people say I think he's 6 foot, 212, kind of thin, but that doesn't make any sense. But DJ Giddens, another smooth guy. I like his stats. I like his analytics. I want to say his analytics. The past, so because he's a junior. The thing is, okay, with DJ Giddens, right? His analytics don't show him being that great this year, but his freshman and his sophomore year, they both show him being like a good player. So I'm gonna take the bet. I'm gonna take the bet on that. And Damien Martinez, if I remember right, he's a junior as well. Yeah, so that's not bad. Either one of them, that would be actually very good picks. I need to make sure that when I'm looking through my list that I'm scrolling through now, that all the running backs that should be taken already are gone. Jaden Blue has popped up on a lot of people's boards. I'm not interested at all, to be honest with you. If somebody wants to take Jaden Blue, they can have him. I just don't understand. Again, it seems like a Texas thing. I guess he can catch though. He has 41 receptions, but it's like a Texas thing. It's props a lot of these guys up boards, whether they're good or not. Here I would not mind taking. I'm trying to just. I'm looking at him now. I know he's a senior, but I don't care. I'm gonna go ahead and take Brashard Smith. He's a pass catching back. He actually was a receiver at first, and I want to say this might be his first year playing running back, and first or second year playing running back, whatever it is. But it's honestly, it's like a Tyrone Tracy situation. Yeah, get a young guy that I'm not sure how old he is. He might be 24, 25. Who cares? Tyrone Tracy. All you need is 3 years out of the guy. 3, 4 years. Okay, cool. So you could trade him, do whatever you want with him after that. Now, Ollie Gordon probably would go on a lot of people's boards, but I don't know. I feel like he's lost a big step, and not sure why, but I don't think I'm gonna waste my pick on that. Who I am going to get is Jack Besh, because Jack Besh is, and I'm just gonna have to start taking just based on upside here. Well, if I'm going upside, I would go Elick, but I'm gonna go ahead and take Jack Besh because I think he's a better player, in my opinion. So I'm gonna go ahead and take Besh there. Yeah, PFF likes him quite a bit. Tight end, I did skip out on the tight ends. I did forget, but like I mentioned earlier, there's only one that I'm looking at in these first 3 rounds. And where is he at? Where's Harold at? Let me go get Harold Fanning. Yeah, I totally forgot about tight end. Would I have taken him earlier? Possibly. I could have possibly taken him earlier, but this is a good spot for him. Yeah, everybody's high on Mason Taylor right now. I don't know. Let me read some stuff on Mason Taylor. I could be wrong. I'm not the guy to say that I'm right about everything, but when I look at just for fantasy football, like he might be a good real life tight end, but I'm gonna need fantasy football production. Everything I'm showing analytically says he is terrible. Yeah, not showing he can really catch. He doesn't drop the ball, doesn't seem like. Yards per route run, 1.2, which looks like it'd be about average. Yeah, I'm not sure why he's so high. Him and people have come down on Arroyo finally, but he's another one. Analytically, he is not that good either. I think yards per route run, he's good for a tight end, but other than that, yeah. So I don't know. And maybe he was playing with a bunch of other guys at Miami, but he always hurt though. So I'm not. Yeah, I'm personally not. I would be out on either one of those. Terrence Ferguson, I think they said he had a great RAS grade. Now he might be one. Now the thing is, he drops the ball a lot. It feels from what I'm reading right here, but his yards per route run is over 2. His tested catch rate is terrible, but that doesn't matter for tight ends. For whatever reason, it doesn't matter. I think Brock Bowers was terrible too last year. Receiving grade 77. Run blocking grade decent. Might have to look at Terrence Ferguson because I don't need to miss out on like another Kittle situation. I know that much. Then you have Harold Fanning. Yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and take Harold Fanning there. Let's see. Yeah, Terrence Ferguson, I would take in the fourth round. I'm not taking. I'm gonna go running back here. I would take Ollie Gordon before I take another tight end. Just to let you know. Oh, Jordan James. Is Jordan James a junior? I can't remember. I gotta look. Jordan James might be another guy that I look at. Yeah. Oh, actually, let me go with my model. I forgot about that. Let's go. Where is Trevor Etienne? I'm gonna go ahead and get him in there. Yeah, I might as well listen to my model a little bit. It's saying that he should be pretty decent. And when I look at his stats, he isn't bad either. Jordan James is actually just a junior. Jeez. Other person I like is LaQuint Allen, but um, LaQuint Allen can catch, but it seems like that's about it. But that's fine. I don't really mind. Yeah. So if you look at his yards and yard per attempt, it's not even that great, to be honest with you. He can catch a little bit. 32 receptions, 194 yards. Decent rushing grade, zone grade, better than his gap grade. Yeah, I'm not even sure why my model has him as high as it does, but it must be something that he does pretty well. So I'll take a shot on it. Let's see if there's any other receivers. Okay, let's go ahead and get Elick. I don't necessarily care for Elick, to be just being honest, but I know, who was it? Brett Whitfield or Whitefield? However you pronounce his last name. He has him number 2 on his board. So either he's right or I'm right. Let's put it like that. Because I'm not that high on Elick, but I'll take him. The one thing I do like, he does play out wide. Everybody talks about the Travis Hunter game. That's fine. I don't care. Receiving grade decent. Gray versus Man is decent. They're both in the 74th, 76th percentile. Yards per route run is what I do not like. That is at 1.9, which scares me. Contested catch rate is at 48.3, which is decent. But according to what I'm looking at, he started the season off terrible from just the metrics. Played good against Wake Forest and NC State. Terrible against Louisville. Decent against Cal. And what's the school Nick Nash went to? Is that San Diego State? Played well against them. So I'll take a shot. What's Elick? 6'2", 210, something like that? Yeah, 6'2", 210. So I'll take a shot on it if I had to. Do I take Restrepo? Oh no, my guy, Torrey Horton. So Torrey Horton would have been my sleeper last year. And actually, I need to make sure for the receivers, other than Restrepo, I would have taken another one. But yeah, Torrey Horton would have been my sleeper last year, because I was locked in on taking Torrey Horton. Yeah, I would have definitely taken him, and I'll just read off a few metrics on him. Now, he didn't play a full season, got hurt, but his receiving grade was, in the games he did play this year, receiving grade was good. Yards per route run over 3. I like that. Drops 3.8%, good. 50% contested catch rate. Now, he only played a limited amount of games this year, but it was a similar process last year, and that's why I liked him. So yeah, I'm actually pretty high on him. I'm hoping I can get him if in drafts that only have 3 rounds. Hopefully people don't know who he is or don't look at him, and I'll scoop him up. Let's go ahead and finish this with some running backs. I'm gonna try to go off my list that I have here, and I am thinking Bajal Tutin should be next. So I'm just looking at running backs, and yep, he's next. Yeah, Bajal Tutin. Speed score was amazing. What he did at the combine. Yeah, I don't think there's really too much to talk about. Of according to PFF, he's a decent player. Yards after contact is really good. He's elusive. Decent rushing grade. Did run for almost 6.5 yards a carry. Not too much in the receiving game this year. Looks like previous years, though, he was actually pretty decent in the receiving game. So, I would say you might as well take a shot near the end of the draft. I've already taken Brashard. Jacory, I think I can get him after the draft. I'm just trying to see if there's any other running backs worth getting before. Yeah, let's take a look at Marcus Yarns. I know he's supposed to be an older prospect, but he's actually decent when I'm looking at these grades and whatnot. So I'm looking at his rushing grade, 84.5. Yards after contact, 4.2. He's not that elusive from what I'm showing, but his yards per route run is 2.1, and that's tied for 5th among all running backs. So I wouldn't mind taking a shot there, to be honest with you. Him being 5'11", 183 scares me, though. It shouldn't, but it does. It just scares me. Oh, here goes the guy. Actually, this is what I'm taking. Where is he up on the top of the list? I'm taking Taj Brooks. Yeah, he actually pops up on my model quite a bit, Taj Brooks, and I'm just looking at. Now, he's not good yards after contact, but he does rush the ball a lot. He can catch, kind of. Not good yards per run. I'm not sure if I want to take Taj Brooks, but I'm gonna go ahead and take him. I'm gonna go ahead and take him there. He does pop up in my model, so either my model's wrong or I'm wrong. Nope, because I created the model. But either the model's wrong or I'm right. Let's just put it like that. But I don't mind taking him at 311. And let me see. Do I take Tez Johnson or Restrepo here? If I had to pick between the two, I'm taking Restrepo. And at the 312, I might as well go ahead and get him. I don't mind taking that shot there. Yeah, I think Restrepo, he has a shot. That 4.8 kills him, but he has a shot to be good. Yeah, I wouldn't mind taking him right there. But I did 3 rounds, more than 2. I thought I was only going to do 2, but had to get a third one in there. So that's 3-round mock draft. That's what I'm looking at right now. That first round is probably set in stone, really. Travis Hunter would make a difference. Where Judkins goes makes a difference. Same with Henderson, Caleb Johnson. Higgins, for me, I will keep saying that, for me, could slide in that first round. I don't mind throwing him in there. I don't mind throwing Dart in there. Yeah, I could take Shadur out. It just depends. I know Trey Harris, a lot of people like him too. But Burden would not be in my first round. Same with Golden. I wouldn't have either one of them in my first round. If Jalen Milroe, it's interesting. Let's just say Jalen Milroe, for instance, I know it won't happen, but let's say he went top 10. I think I would have to put him in my first round because I know he gets some playing time. But I think where he's at right now at the 2.9, that's a good spot for him. So, I guess I see other people do this. I need to read off so people can hear it. All right, so we have that first round. We have Genty, Ted McMillan, Amarian Hampton, Tyler Warren, Emeka Ibuka, Cam Ward, Quinshon Judkins, Travis Hunter, Travion Henderson, Shadur Sanders, Colston Loveland, Caleb Johnson. Second round, Jackson Dart, Jaden Higgins, Cam Scatterbo, Trey Harris, Dylan Sampson, Luther Burden, Matthew Golden, R.J. Harvey, Jalen Milroe, Jalen Royals, Jalen Noel, and Devin Neal. Dang, what, it took 3 Jalen's in a row? That's crazy. All right, third round. We have Isaiah Bond, Damian Martinez, DJ Giddens, Brashard Smith, Jack Besh, Harold Fannin, Trevor Etienne, had to remember which brother, Elick Ayomanor, Torrey Horton, Brayshaw Tootin, Taj Brooks, and Xavier Restrepo. So, 3-round mock right there. Tell me your thoughts, what you're thinking, and Thank you for listening to the Dynasty Citadel, and I will continue to put out content. Thank you.